Hey YouTube, how we doing today? Man, do I have a treat for you. Seriously, it's a #1 bestseller on the, or I should say it's on the bestsellers list on the New York Times bestseller. Matt Best's Thank You for My Service. This is going to be a fun one. So stay tuned after we roll that intro. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about this book. Alrighty guys, thanks so much for staying past that intro. Now, first of all, I want to apologize for the bald old nugget over here with the bright lights. Hopefully the glare is not too bad. And secondly, I want to take one moment for you first-time viewers of the channel. I want to say thank you so much for viewing this video. It means the world to me that you chose this one. I know there's like thousands of options out there on YouTube, and I'm very, very flattered you chose this video. Now, for you first-time viewers, take a look right down here. Alright, it's also for you long-time guys who have yet to subscribe. You're going to see a little channel watermark popping up. Go ahead and click on that thing. It's going to bring you right to subscribe. Knock it out the way early, and you're going to feel better about yourself for the rest of today because, trust me, man, after you watch this video, you're going to understand the comedy, the goofiness, and the weirdness that we have here on the channel, and you're going to want to come along for the ride. Alright, guys, let's get into this book. Now, if you don't know who Matt Best is, I'm kind of shocked, to be honest, because he's all over social media. That's right. Article 15, Black Rifle Coffee, you know, he helped co-produce and co-fund, well, his company did, Range 15, that all-veteran, ultimate zombie love story of our time. You know, he has a lot of fun, all right? And he seems larger than life and just humongous to everything. I love his comedy. I love what he does, and I love the fact that he's driving forward and he's helping veterans, especially with, you know, Black Rifle Coffee. When they had the huge thing a little bit ago, I think, with Starbucks, what was it, hiring 10,000 immigrants or something like that, Black Rifle Coffee made a push and was hiring 10,000 veterans. Matt brings a lot of humor to a whole bunch of stuff. Go look on YouTube for, I think it's Matt Best 11X, right? Well, 11X. And you're going to see a lot of funny videos. He does things like stupid shit guys do, you know, how to be an operator, how to CrossFit, you know, weird range things. He has a lot of fun. This book is kind of exactly what I thought it would be. It's about his life. There's a lot of humor. Okay, those of you familiar with the channel know the camera just took a dump. I'm not exactly sure where it blew, but as I was saying, MSRP is like 28 bucks. I paid like 20 at Walmart for it. There is photos in there from his life and everything else. And yeah, he talks about parts in his childhood. The one thing that blew me away is when he was talking about his brother who joined the Marine Corps. His brother had a problem during basic training during the Crucible, like a lot of people do, and his brother got like insanely sick, like gonna die kind of sick. And when he got admitted to sickbay, they found out he had leukemia. So his brother was able to conquer leukemia and get himself into a combat zone before he was fully recovered. And it's just like, wow, you know, the sacrifices that we make for our country. I'm saying we because I'm a vet myself. But it's funny how Matt hadn't joined the service at that point. He was trying to figure out what branch to join. And in his mind, he was going, well, to be the best, you have to beat the best. And he follows it up with, I swear to God, people talk like that. Really, really, they do. Where is it? There's points in this book because some things just didn't pass, you know, censorship. So there are some points that are blacked out. I mean, if you know, you can pretty much go, okay, that's what it was. I should have marked this section, but what was really funny was when he was talking about parts as a CIA contractor, he has a whole bunch of stuff blacked out. He's like, I'm really not gonna tell you anything about this. And it was just freaking hilarious to see that, you know, because it's his humor. Right there. You know, I'm really not gonna tell you anything about this. Freaking really be. That's just awesome. But what got me the most in here is he's talking about his own personal insecurities. You know, you watch him on YouTube, and that's one of these things I love about social media. Okay. You can edit it however you want, to look however you want, portray the life you want. When you watch his videos and see all the successes that, like, he's had, but you don't see all the behind the scenes things, it was mind-blowing how critical he was of himself and the stuff that he was doing. You know, I honestly thought he met Jared Taylor in Afghanistan, and that's how they got their company together. It wasn't that JT contacted him via Facebook and it was like, dude, look, call me. I've been looking for someone just like you. You know, it was just, that blew me away. I was like, okay. You know, you look at the successful stuff, the people he surrounded himself with, like, you know, Rocco. And I brought his book to the channel as well. So take a look right up top. You're going to see a card for every single book review we've ever done. You know, Rocco is now currently starring in The Mayans as Gilly. So it's just weird to see, you're watching these guys that, like, you know, we're on range 15, and you're like, wait a minute, you're Gilly, but you are our Mexican Jay Leno first. And that's not a racial slam. It's a line from the movie that was just funny as crap, and, you know, everyone making fun of him. He's like, aw. He talks very seriously about when he stopped being a contractor and had to go full-time with, like, Article 15 and Black Rifle Coffee, and how he surrounded himself with veterans, but while he was contracting, they were back home doing stuff, and some people weren't pulling their weight, so he had to sit down and have a come-to-Jesus meeting with everyone, and it's like, look, it's either going to be my way or there's the door. And I like how he puts it. He's like, yeah, there's hard choices, but there's also hard goodbyes. I love how, you know, basically when he's closing it up, he thanks his wife for putting up with him. You know, he can't understand why she's with him. And it's like, wow, dude. Or like this part I just opened to on page 161, when he's talking about how he was going to school, you know, to learn how to be a contractor. And him and his roommate hooked up with two hot chicks, and they were making out like crazy. And he had made a comment about, yeah, we're pretty much tapped out. We don't need any beer. When this guy they called Ox, because he was built like a brick house. It was a huge dude, and the girls were like, oh, well, wait a minute. We're thirsty. We're going to go get a snack. And they scampered off after Ox and ran into him and started having sex with Ox. And the chicks were prostitutes. And he's like, oh, how they found that out just had me dying with laughter. You know, or how when he was training and how he obliterated, like, the gun course. And, you know, they're giving him crap. And he's like, what, you want me to do it left-handed? Because he's right-hand dominant. And they're like, yeah, sure, all right, whatever. So he went through and did the course left-handed and obliterated again. So he got the call sign Poster, as in Poster Boy. I like how he puts it in here. You know, I don't want to give away too much because you seriously need to read it. He's been able to be successful because he busts his ass and he trains hard. And that's one of the things I learned in the military. And I've said it before in other stuff. The military will get you ready for life. And the military will set you up for a successful, incredible life if you listen and you apply yourself and you drive forward. You have to train hard. You know, if you just go into it with well, we'll see what happens, you're already failing. But if you go into it with, I'm going to bust my ass, I'm going to destroy myself, I'm going to do everything I can do to make this happen, good things tend to happen for those who are prepared and get ready and they're moving forward. And that's one of the things about, you know, Matt, and it's always been uplifting to see that, or like, you know, Rocco, how they just bust themselves and they constantly apply themselves and they constantly reinvent themselves. You know, it's weird to think, so here you go from making incredible YouTube videos to now you have this apparel company, now you're doing coffee, now you're doing this, now you're doing that, now you're doing here. And it's just weird seeing that cycle move forward, you know? And it's a great thing. I mean, it's a great read. I did it in a day. It's only about, seriously, 200 pages, like 210, 220, somewhere right around there. Excuse me, 210, and that's even with all the acknowledgments. All right? It's a great book. You really seriously want to go read it, especially if you're a vet, because there's a lot of vet humor in here. I lost it on a couple things, like when he was talking about meeting the commanding officer of like the 2nd or the 75th, you know, Ranger Regiment, and he was a civilian, and he's like, I never saw anything above this level when I was in. Now here's God wanting to talk to me, and he's like, you know, I would give up my virginity for this guy if he commanded it. You know, like, wow. Because I've been there when you're in the service and you're used to people around a level and a certain level, and then you're seeing like higher ranking officers or higher ranking enlisted, like when I got to meet Sergeant Major of the Army. You know, you're like, oh my God, you are just wow. One of my last units, when a sergeant major retired and they had a ceremony, I was like, you were a buck sergeant the day I was born. God. And his wife's like, you might want to walk away. You're making him feel old. I'm like, copy that. I'm out of here. But still, like I said, go get it. All right. It's a weird review. I'm trying not to get too hyped up about it. I'm trying not to give away too much because I want you to read it. There's some really incredible things in here from a veteran talking about his experiences. But now here's the fun part, all right? This is the best part of every video I ever do. I want your questions, comments, love, hatred, anger, whatever, down below in the comments section. Get a good discussion going. You know, if you've read the book, if you've watched Matt Best stuff, if you've ever met Matt Best, you know, that kind of stuff. Let's get a good conversation going, okay? Because I've never met him. I've only interacted with Rocco via social media, and it's just like, wow. You know, how these guys have taken their training in the military and went on to civilian sides and done incredible things. But let's get the wrap up out the way, all right? So if you're first-time viewers of the channel, like I said in the very beginning of this video, thank you so much for watching this video. Look, I know your time is your most precious commodity, and I'm very, very grateful for that time you gave me today. Hopefully I earn more of it, all right? My book reviews are a little different, you know, and heck, reviews on my channel are a little different, you know, than anybody else. That's kind of how I want it. Now, if you first-time viewers of the channel didn't do it at the very beginning of the video, and you long-time viewers who didn't do it as well, see, there's two, because here's your second chance at redemption. Look right down there. You're going to see a big old channel symbol popping up. Go ahead and click on that thing. It's going to bring you right to subscribe. After you've knocked that out the way, please destroy the bell icon. Why? Great question. Because it's going to notify you, my amazing viewer, every single time this channel uploads a brand new video. Now, speaking of videos, two are going to be popping up. You got it. Over here. Those are going to be videos that YouTube is going to select from my catalog that they think are going to be a great viewing experience for you. But there we go, guys. Thank you for my service, a New York Times bestseller by Matt Best. Have a great one, y'all.